My name is Ellen Bernstein and I'm a felter. I make one-of-a-kind, hand-dyed, hand-laid garments and accessories. There are thousands of felters across the globe, from beginning felters to passionate hobbyists to those who make their living felting. That's a hard thing. So it's no surprise that not all felt is created equally, not technically or creatively or quality-wise. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the different forms of wool that are available to the felter. Is this important? Well, you'll be the judge, but I think it is. I want to know what I'm spending my money on, I want to know how it's made, and I want to be able to know something about how to judge its quality. Let's look at the different forms of wool. First, we have wool that's right off the sheep. This is a Shetland fleece from my own sheep. But I couldn't use this in my garments as it is. I'd have to have it processed. Now, I could process it at home, and I'll show you that later, and make wool that I would use directly from my own sheep's wool. But for the most part, I buy commercially prepared roving. Roving comes in several different forms. This is undyed roving. What roving is organized fibers combed in a straight way so that they're not tangled, not like a tangled mess like this, but nicely organized. You could buy commercially dyed roving. It comes in a lot of colors. But I like to dye my own roving. This is some of my own roving that I've dyed. You can create your own colors. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but it's much more satisfying. To use roving, I'm not going to go into how to felt here, but I want to give you an idea of the difference of the different types of materials. Roving is used by pulling off wisps of fibers, individual wisps called shingles, and laying them down. This is what it would look like. So this is roving. Another way to get a form of wool is in something called prefelts. Prefelts are partially felted sheets of wool that you can buy. They come in large sizes, they come in small sizes. They come very thin and they come thicker. This is a very thin prefelt. This is a thick one. They have their different uses. You could also make your own prefelts. This is a prefelt I've made using my roving. I could add designs, lots of different fibers, and I have control over what I'm using. Prefelts are used for garments. They're also used so you can cut out shapes and lay them on your felted project and felt them entirely together. You could also use undyed prefelts and dye your own. This is one that I've dyed myself. Then there are bats, B-A-T-T-S. Again, bats come in different forms. This is a bat that I hand carded. This is traditionally how they would use their wool in the old days, and people still do it today. It's very time consuming. But this wool, directly from the sheep, after it's washed, taking the oils out and clean, it smells nice, would then be used with these hand carders. Again, this is what you would end up with. What's also available to the felter is a home carder. Again, this is my Shetland wool. I would put it in this machine and I would get a nicely organized bat. So this is a bat that's made at home. Now, you can use lots of different fibers to make your bat. This one is made from my own Angora rabbit. God, it's fantastic. It's so soft. To really have a lot of fun and get creative, you can make specialty bats. This is made from a crossbreed of sheep. I've used merino wool. I've added silk fibers and bling. And you could go to town with this. So those are the bats. The granddaddy bat of them all is a commercial bat. Now this wool is my sheep that I sent out to a commercial mill that has been made into a bat. So there's a big difference between using a bat or a pre-felt when making a garment versus using hand-laid fibers in roving. This is what I do. I hand dye the roving. This is a coat that I've made from my dyed roving, laid out as individual fibers. I get the most control artistically, color-wise, and I can make my own shapes and have more control over that. So, I hope you found this informative. I'll be doing more, but in the meantime, if you would like to check out my website and see what I make, I'm at www.amanostudios.com. Thanks. Please write your comments.